Lighthouse Network.
What's up, gang? Zach and I are back here with another Cinema Enema. We got Mac in tow because we're going to be doing Child's Play. We have to have Mac in tow. It's only right. We all three saw the movie. It dropped this past weekend, so it was only right that we do a Cinema Enema based on it. So,
and I hope you remember a lot about it because it was in one ear and out the other for me.
I remember enough about it. I got a couple of talking points.
I forgot everything.
But
I didn't get to see the beginning of the movie.
Maybe you did see it, you just forgot about it.
Well,
I just got drunk and forgot.
As with all Cinema Enema, we're going to talk about that at the back half. Zach, if you don't remember anything, you have a few minutes to remember because first we're going to talk about what's going on in news, what's been on our watch lists, what we've been doing, just all that other stuff. So, Zach, do you want to start? What you been watching, dude?
What have I been watching? Let me tell you what I've been watching. Can I do that? Can I tell you what I've been watching? I'm running the clock because I don't know what the fuck. I'm still trying to remember that movie. I watched, you guys see that Smiley Face movie from 2007?
No.
With Anna Faris. It's like a stoner comedy. I watched that.
No.
It was fucking retarded, but funny. I enjoyed it. I watched Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz.
Oh, hell yeah.
That movie wasn't good.
No.
I don't like Cameron Diaz. What's your feelings towards Anna Faris? I don't know if I like her or I don't like her. I don't
know either. She exists.
I do wonder why she keeps getting work because she seems like the kind of actress that would have stopped getting work a couple of years after Scary Movie, but she kind of keeps hanging in there. God bless her.
She's on that fucking remake of Going Overboard. You watched that?
No, I refuse, man. I love the original Overboard.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's just called Overboard, by the way. The original's great. I forget, as much as I'm not really the hugest fan. She's in Lost in Translation, and I always forget she's in that movie, and I love that movie. I'm like, oh, there's Anna Faris. How weird. In a small role.
Mm-hmm.
What else you watch, though, man? Seriously, that's it?
I watched that show, The Orville, the first season of that.
I don't even know what that is.
Fuck, boy. It's the Seth MacFarlane's new show.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that.
See, Seth MacFarlane, for years, I was like, this guy, everything he touches turns to shit. He can't write dick, but now he's making a show that is entertaining.
Is that the one you showed?
And it's got Bradley Brown in it from Critters.
Hell yeah.
Our show always goes back to Critters. It's 6 Degrees of Critters.
Mm-hmm. Clitters.
I haven't, I've been kind of tired on his brand of comedy, so I haven't bothered watching it. Doesn't really do anything for me.
So you watched it when it was shit, but now that it's good, no?
I didn't, I never really cared for it. Family Guy, that's one of those things, I guess it can be on in the background or while you're going to sleep and it's not offensive or anything, but it's just so played out. You've seen one episode, you've seen them all.
Exactly.
Oh, I watched Us.
Oh, wait, you just now watched that?
Like a week ago.
So what was your take on it? Just a real quick take on it.
I thought it was no better, no worse than his last movie.
Yeah, I thought it was worse.
Yeah, I like Get Out more.
I don't know. They both seem on par with each other to me.
This one just
6 out of 10 for both of them.
What?
Yeah, your rating, I don't fucking get it sometimes, man. The way you rate stuff. I guess that's different taste for you. It's like Pink Flamingos, 10 out of 10.
Exactly.
It had a singing butthole in it.
That's enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mac doesn't know what we're talking about, but he knows that's probably accurate.
Oh, I know some of it. I watched like 5 minutes of it, and I just fucking shut it off immediately.
Okay, so apparently he wanted me to watch this movie just for that scene, not for the incestuous transsexual blowjob. That was just like a cherry on top, I guess.
Well, that's another 5, so that is a 10 out of 10. You get the butthole and the incest.
But when we were doing this, that movie was all about these scenes dragging on and on and on and on and just going on forever. And so when this butthole, this close up of this fucking guy's asshole just gaping open, singing or whatever, Zach's dying laughing like a fucking 2-year-old.
And this fuckboy's not even watching it. He's covering his eyes and shit.
So
No.
it kind of reminded me of Happy Thanksgiving. Like whenever I'd watch some of that, that's what it made me think of, like the acting and shit. It was horrible.
It's just terrible. And I just don't get it. Like he was dying laughing like a kid in a fart joke. It was insane. And I'm like, it just doesn't translate with me.
It's because you guys got the low IQ. Low IQs.
Yeah, you got to play that PlayStation IQ game.
Exactly. The fucking squares and shit.
Hell yeah.
I'll build your IQ real quick.
Hey, speaking of those PlayStations, I bought one of those PlayStation Classics because they were on discount for like $25 or something.
IQ's on that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking legit.
Nah, man, my brother hacked one really well, and it's pretty fucking rad.
I mean, is there a way of hacking it terribly?
Yeah, fuck boy.
I mean, there's only one way.
What did I say?
You said really well. Like, he hacked it really well.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Did he get like 100% on it?
Yeah, he platinumed it.
Back at, like a couple years ago, out of nowhere, fucking IQ, that game was going for a lot of money.
Yeah,
it was.
Me and Backer, we were at disc replay, and fucking our cousin Ryan's like, yeah, if you ever see that game out in the wild, get it for me,
and I'll pay you back.
I'll pay you whatever it was. Yeah,
it was $30.
So basically, out of nowhere, we see it out in the wild, and we're like, oh shit, yeah, we've heard that goes for a lot of money, and they're selling it for not that much money. And then, he finally gets it after, like, I basically had to fucking twist his arm. He was being a little bitch. So I had to twist his arm, like, get that shit. And then he gets it. And then we find out, oh shit, they found a whole warehouse full of them. It's worthless.
Yeah, and then tell him what Ryan said. Oh, I don't have any money right now, but he never wanted it. Like
Ryan's like, yeah, I'll pay you for it, whatever. He just never gave him the money.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck it, I'll give it back to Disc Replay. And they gave me credit. I was like, motherfucker.
Damn.
But that was like a launch game for that system.
That's a really good game, though. That was like, I had a demo for it, and that's all I ever wanted to play.
I remember it was a pack-in, and I don't know if it wasn't a launch game because I remember it came out whenever Mario 64 came out, so in 96. Because I remember when I got my 64 and Super Mario 64, the following year after the holiday season, so it would have been like actually 97. IQ was like the new game, so it wasn't a launch game, but I remember it.
Speaking of Mario, did you guys get Super Mario Maker 2?
It comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it comes out at midnight.
Yeah,
hell yeah, dude, I want it so bad.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it and I can't wait to play it. And I'm excited about it. Hopefully, I'm excited about it being refined with the whole online thing and the sharing and stuff. So if you, I want to play your levels, man.
I want to play your levels, baby.
We can play both our levels.
Yeah, you say that, but then months go back and we never see you online.
Yeah, right.
Well,
dude, I was gonna show you I was gonna show you a Snapchat that I recorded of Resident Evil 7, but I was like, oh fuck, I can't because he hasn't even beaten it yet.
Dude, I can't.
God damn it, dude, I can't even
listen,
boy.
I can't because. Okay, so last night I wanted a new game to play. I beat Spider-Man like last week.
What did you think about it?
I really enjoyed it.
Dude, it was fucking amazing.
It was really good. It was Spider-Man.
5 out of 10.
Shut up, Zach. It didn't have enough singing assholes in it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Got to clear my throat.
I mean, he does get naked in his boxers, pretty much.
But anyway, so that's the kind of game where I want to pace it out. And I was trying to pace out that story, and I didn't want to beat it too fast. I was doing a whole chunk of side stuff and then doing a story mission and doing a whole bunch of side stuff, then doing a story mission. Because once a game ends, I start to lose interest in it. Like I don't want to actually end the story because I want to actually beat as much as I can. But anyway, you start to hit that point where it's like, okay, well now when it comes to the side stuff, I'm starting to hit that point where I know I'm going to tire the game soon if I don't hurry and beat the story.
You suck, man. Whenever I beat the game and I have fucking side shit to do, I get excited. Like, oh, now I can just put on my earphones and listen to shit, not to worry about following any story.
Yeah, I mean, there's value in that too. And I might do that because this game is genuinely just fun to swing around. But anyway, I beat that. I'll go back to it. But I was trying to find a new game and I got a backlog. And so I tried Alien Isolation.
God.
Listen, I want to try it. I have it from like the PSN or something at some point. I've got it downloaded, but it's first person, just like Resident Evil 7, and I can't play that shit for more than 30 minutes. I wish I could. Is there a way to downgrade?
Take some fucking medicine. Take some of that dizzy medicine shit.
That's not the answer.
Overdose on it, baby.
Take some of those, get some of those male chromosomes.
Yeah, get some balls.
Overdose on those.
So, no, but I can't. No, and Resident Evil 7 was fun, and I want to go back to it, but I can't play.
You need to go back. You need to play it. Stop being
I
a baby.
can't-
Stop.
listen.
All I hear is excuses, man.
I can't play for more than 30 minutes.
Stop your fucking lollygagging.
Well, there you go. You've had plenty of 30-minute runs that you've missed.
That's not fun to me. It's not fun to me.
Turn the fucking smooth picture off on your fucking TV.
Yeah,
It
turn off
is.
Smooth Criminal.
Listen, it is off. No, I turned that shit. Dude, if I had the judder effect and the smooth shit that you're talking about, I can't play any games. I remember I got a new TV and I tried playing Mario Odyssey when that first came out. I was like, what the fuck? And I wanted to vomit just playing that. Then I turned that shit
Yeah,
off.
they need to make a fucking mode that like it makes like the frame rate react like your real eyes. Like you wave your hand in front of your face in real life, you don't see fucking just a still image of your hand moving. You see fucking blurry shit.
Anyway, I turned it off, and so it's not on, but there's something about just first person. If Alien Isolation or Resident Evil 7 was in third person, I would have no problem whatsoever. I don't know why it is that way, but it is. I wish I could, if it was a case of frames per second.
I'm just gonna ruin it for you then.
No, don't. I'll try. Listen,
You got a time limit.
what I'm hoping,
I've been playing Bloodstained, baby. It's fun.
I wish I could downgrade the FPS. Or sorry, the frames per second or whatever.
Is there like a motion option? Because I know like there's a lot of them where it's like motion blur. You can turn that off.
There might be, and if there is, I'm going to go back in there. Maybe that's worth turning that on tonight to see if there is.
It might just be on PC though. I'm not sure.
Because
All right, hurry up and finish this, bitches.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to movies.
I know, but this is an interesting topic. So I think it has something to do with that because I was never the biggest first person guy, but back in the day playing Doom, that never bothered me. Playing Hexen or Tool Rock, even if some of those games are shitty, they didn't make me sick. So it has something to do with something.
Fucking VR porn.
Dude, VR would be horrible. No, if I can't take this, if I was playing VR, dude, I wouldn't last. But anyway, I'll look at it tonight and I'll let you know. Maybe there is something I can do to adjust it. What have I been watching? I've been watching.
I'm not fucking done, bitch.
Every time I kept asking you what else, you're like, fine, what else?
Yeah, I brought up my list, man. I watched Holy Ghost People.
What is that?
It's a documentary about some Pentecostal church. It's pretty fucking hilarious. They're like dancing with fucking snakes and like, oh yeah, the Lord won't let this snake bite me. And then he gets fucking bit. It's pretty fucking funny. I'd recommend that to anybody. And then I watched Just Looking from 1999. You ever hear of that movie? It's a classic comedy directed by Jason Alexander, our boy.
Really?
Fucking George Costanza himself.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically like a fucking, it's basically like a sex comedy starring kids and like, yeah, they're getting together talking about sex and like, oh yeah, he makes a bet like it's the kid from it's Deckard from the fucking Halloween Resurrection.
Deckard.
Wow.
Fucking the luck of the Irish.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm gonna see a chick's tits before the week. It's like Milk Money, kind of like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where the kids are like, oh yeah, let's pay a prostitute with my lunch money or whatever to show us our tits. It's for a dog. That was on Prime, Bubba. But yeah, I watched Us and I thought that was fine. I watched The Master, which Lucas was telling me about on our fucking episode, Scumbags.
P.T. Anderson.
And I liked it. It was the first P.T. Anderson movie. I was like, yeah, I like that.
You didn't like, yeah, he's kind of whatever for me. I remember liking Boogie Nights, but
I remember thinking Boogie Nights was okay.
I saw Boogie Nights when I was way too young to see Boogie Nights. I saw it around when it came out.
I've seen, what's the one with Adam Sandler, like widely known as his only good movie?
Punch Drunk Love, yeah.
All the film geeks are like, that's his only good movie. I think that movie starts out okay and then just kind of falls off.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's this weird indie art artsy fartsy style where there's no real big climax. You know, it just kind of meanders and it stays at this weird level and it doesn't have any kind of traditional conclusion. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of left me underwhelmed too. I saw that. Those types of movies and his movies, like a Punch Drunk Glove, it seems to be more about getting some kind of underlying message or subtext across rather than being entertaining. That's the way I see a lot of those types of movies. Like, okay, it's all right. But then again, a movie like Lost in Translation is very much kind of a similar. I think that movie's amazing. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the directors. Mm-hmm. Are you done? Is that it?
I watched the first season of Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah.
The fucking Mike Judge show on HBO.
Classic.
Is it good?
Hell yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Do you have the HBO streaming service?
No.
Okay.
I got it illegally, babe.
Okay, I just wanted to hear you say it.
Oh, and I watched the new season of Black Mirror.
That's
I watched
crazy.
I watched a few episodes of it. I know there's only like 6? There's not that many, right?
There's 3.
For the new, yeah, there's only 3.
Well, then I watched.
People are going fucking nuts. They're like, "Oh, this is the shittiest fucking thing I've ever seen. This is the shittiest season ever."
No way.
And I'm just like, it's okay. Like, you need to stop watching this, expecting every fucking episode's gonna blow your fucking mind.
I watched 2 of them. Then I didn't watch the Miley Cyrus one. I watched the weird virtual reality.
Dude, that's so fucked up.
That homosexual virtual reality thing was a mind fuck. It really was.
Yeah, imagine fucking your best friend if he's got like fat ass tits. I've only dreamed of shit like that.
I mean, like, would you consider them gay since it's like a chick and a dude?
I think that's the whole thing that's fucking with your mind. Like, is it gay? He was fucking a woman, but it's his friend, but it's the person. Dude, it's a mind fuck.
I'd probably do it. Just see what it'd be like.
Yeah, I've wanted to fuck women characters all the time.
Yeah, it's
and video game characters. I mean,
Zach. Okay, so would you fuck what appeared to be a real flesh and blood woman, but it was Mac channeling through it?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, just want to make sure.
He knows what I like. He knows how to suck my dick the right way.
And so, I guess the jury could be out on the Anthony Mackie who was the man. Like, I don't know, the debate's there. But dude, the fucking one that was playing the woman that enjoyed sucking the dick, he's definitely gay.
We don't know he was sucking the dick. They were probably just fucking doggy style.
Okay, he still liked to get it. I don't know, dude. It was a mind fuck. And I watched the Topher Grace one, the one that was mimicking Silicon Valley and the social media and all that stuff. And that one was all right. It was whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That one kind of recycled something. Like, they've already done an episode like that before.
I feel like the well is going to run dry on the show if it's all about technology and stuff, right? I mean, yeah, I think it's going to start doing that.
Which fits with the movie we're doing, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, Mac, if Zach is done, unless he's going to interrupt you.
I'm done now.
What have you been watching?
Well, baby, I would say I finished.
Oh no, I got one more. No,
shut up, Zach. He's fucking with you.
So yeah, I went through all those. I watched Happy Death Day to You. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty much the same as the first one. And Hellfest was pretty sweet.
Hellfest, what's that?
Hellfest? It's like
like from 2000 where the Locust and Ed Gein and bands like that were playing.
Hell yeah.
You went there?
No, dude. It's pretty much where this dude goes to different types of like horror theme parks and whatnot and kills people and gets away with it. And then he ends up going to Hellfest.
Oh.
It's pretty much kind of like Happy Death Day, but they don't come back. They pretty much fucking die. It's like a comedy horror movie. It's not bad. I liked it.
Zach, you might give me shit, but I've still been I don't think I said this on a Cinema, but I've still been binge watching Growing Pains. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's been my go-to of going to bed. Like, go in bed and I get a couple episodes in before I knock out. And it's funny because I watched an episode just before we started recording, and it has both Heather Langenkamp in it and Sid Haig. Because Heather Langenkamp played in the spinoff, I think it was called 10 is Enough or whatever, the one with the stupid gym coach, and she played the daughter, and she's playing a different character on this one episode where they're in Paris, France. With sitcoms, I gotta say, I always hate the episodes where they travel. Mm-hmm. They just don't feel, they got the fake laugh track, and they don't feel real.
Yeah. Remember that episode of Married with Children?
I hate it.
Went to
London.
London.
It's terrible. It is terrible.
It's like a 4-part episode.
And it's terrible. And I was going to say that if you didn't, but that's the worst example. I don't think it's very funny. It's boring. It's bland. And it's just, I don't know what they...
What if it was an inside joke? They're like, oh yeah, these episodes are always shitty. Let's make the shittiest one.
Why do they do those? Is it to boost ratings, to have some kind of special? Or I don't know what it would be for. Because
I don't know.
I hate it when all those ABC shows, since they're owned by Disney, dude, every TGIF show that ever was created, they always went to Disney World. There was a Disney World special, right? They have easy access to go to Disney World and film there on location, and those episodes are shit. I'm like, why? Mm-hmm. It's just stupid. It's nothing but a giant plug for the park. It's really silly. Anyway, I was watching that episode and she's in it, and Sid Haig plays a janitor, and he plays the janitor on the spinoff, and he makes a couple of cameos. And I didn't realize it before this watch. I'm like, that's fucking young Sid Haig back when he looked black. Because isn't he black?
I don't know.
I think he's Egyptian. I think he's like Egyptian, but he's something. He was in all the blaxploitations, but when he was a little younger, he looked more black. But the older and more decrepit he gets, he just looks like rotting flesh. I can't really make it out. But anyway, I watched Child's Play as well.
Oh, I wasn't done.
Oh, my bad.
You gotta do okay. It's okay.
Oh, you said you were. You said you said other than that, nothing else. That's what
I
you
lied.
Said.
I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's on Netflix. I want to watch it.
I want to watch it too.
And then whenever John Buechler,
John Carl Buechler died, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually bought that little 2-pack or the 3-pack, whatever. It had like the Cellar Dweller and then Dungeon Master. They weren't that good. They fucking sucked.
I heard they're remaking Castle Freak.
That's in my news bits, dude. We'll get there. We'll talk about it.
Right.
And then I watched that. I was fucking like in the dumps, so I just kept watching movies. And some of those movies Zach gave me, I watched. Was it Witchcraft that you gave me, Zach? That witch movie?
Oh, Witchery with fucking Linda Blair in it?
Yeah. And they're on the island, dude. It's so stupid.
Yeah, in Italy, that was called Evil Dead 4.
Oh, man. Yeah, some of those parts are fucked up, but it's kind of silly that they didn't know. Like the scene where the mom's in the fucking... the fire pit or whatever, the fucking chimney.
Witchery is a sequel to Ghost House. And Ghost House was called Evil Dead either 2 or 3. It was before they made a real Evil Dead 2 in Italy, and it was fucking retarded too.
And what's his name's in there too?
Dumb.
David Hasselhoff.
Oh, whoa. Really?
Yeah. He's so hot.
That's weird.
Back in his prime.
You ever see fucking the SpongeBob SquarePants movie where David Hasselhoff like makes his pecs like fucking
oh hell yeah, dude.
like contract.
Did you beat off to that?
And then he puts SpongeBob and Patrick in between his titties.
Don't they ride on his ass?
They close. It's so fucking we rode the Hasselhoff. That shit's so absurd. It's great.
Makes me jealous.
That's funny. I think when I was in Scotland like 10 years ago, he was also in Scotland, and I think he was in the same. So apparently, he was in the same small village I was. I just never saw him, and he was filming a reality show that I guess never aired, or maybe it just aired in Europe or something. Because a lot of times there's those shows that air on the BBC. But yeah, I thought it was weird. I wanted to see it. I was more interested in him than like the Loch Ness Monster, because that's the village I was living in, and they had the lock and stuff. And it might have had some. I think that was a tie-in. That's why he was there. Something about like the Hoff is searching for the Loch Ness. Something stupid.
Didn't he just come out with like a heavy metal album or something, or was making one or something?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
What the fuck? That's great.
And it's stupid. It's probably a lot like the Christopher Lee metal album he made right before he died a couple years, where it's like really generic doom tracks, like a band playing,
I'm
and
fine
him just
with that.
and him just talking over it. Yeah. Did you ever hear that Christopher Lee stuff?
No.
Dude, it wasn't like fast, because Christopher Lee's old. You know, he was old. He was dying, so he could only talk really slow. So it was like a doom. It was like Candlemass or, fucking
stoner metal.
Yeah, some really slow doom, and he was just talking over it. And I'm like, he was getting props, right? I mean, the guy was like 100 years old. With a legacy, he had no reason to really do a record like that. He must have really had fun doing it. I don't fucking know. I mean, but
so I'm IMDb'ing the fucking Hasselhoff movie where he's looking for the Loch Ness, hoping that it fucking ends with him squeezing the Loch Ness in between his tits.
I don't know whatever happened to it.
He strokes him.
if it ever became a thing or if it ever went to series or what. But anyway, did you watch anything else, Mac? Or
no. Other than that, I'm interested in seeing that. What is it? The Midsommar or whatever.
Midsommar, yeah. See, I don't know if it's pronounced for some reason. From what I gathered, it's pronounced Midsummer, and it's just spelt that way because that's how the Swedes spell it. But I don't know. It
Fucking
could be
Swedes,
pronounced
dude.
different.
It's the Swede dish.
It's from the same guy that made Hereditary. It looks pretty dog. It looks interesting.
I still never saw Hereditary.
It's fucking weird. It's based off of I can't think of his name.
I was getting vibes of like The Witch, right? Where it was pretty divided. Some people were like it was shit. Some people were like, hey, it's really good.
The guy that made The Witch has another movie coming out called The Lighthouse. I heard it's pretty dog.
If Hereditary or these other movies are like The Witch, then I know already I have to be in the right frame of mind before I sit down and watch it.
It's based off of It's about a demon named King Paimon or Paimon, whatever the fuck. From the demonology.
King Diamond.
From the Gosha.
King Diamond, I hope.
It's King Diamond. He's going to show up and squeeze his nuts so he can hit those high notes.
I love King Diamond.
I'm sorry.
He can do no wrong. No, so the only other thing I've watched other stuff, but I can't think of it right now. But I watched Toy Story 4 as well. Nobody else saw that?
I haven't seen it yet.
What'd you think of that, even though you talked about it in the last commentary?
Did I? I don't even remember, man.
Yeah, I forgot what you said about it too, so go ahead.
The series, I probably didn't stay on it but a second. The series in itself is very consistent. So even if I can rank them in a particular order, it's not like they're oceans apart, right? They're all pretty close in quality. So it was good. It was funny. It was what you expect from Toy Story and Pixar. But I don't think it was quite as good as the third one. And for me, the first one's always the best. I
fucking hated the third one.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I only liked the ending.
I thought the third one was okay.
I liked the ending.
I just remember it.
So I like the first one first and foremost. I think it's the best. And I saw that opening night.
I'm hearing a lot of people say that the fucking first one's like the worst one. I think they're retarded.
I think
they say it's because, it's so dated. The fucking computer CGI looks bad now.
No, but at the time it was ahead of the time. It was ahead. In 1995, you got to give it some kind of like leeway here. The thing is fucking 24 years old. Right. You can't blame something. It's a franchise that's been going on a quarter of a century. You can't blame a franchise for going on that long and start picking apart the original one. I mean, for not looking as good as the one that comes 25 years later. That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, they're total betas.
And it still looks pretty good. It's not like it looks like ass or anything. It's just little things.
Do you know, fun fact, Toy Story 2 was almost deleted permanently by accident?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's pretty funny.
Well, how's that?
So somehow some fucking retard fucking accidentally deleted it, and then like all the backups were like not working too. And the only reason they were able to salvage it was because there was some lady that was she was working on it from home because she was on she was pregnant and she was on like leave. She took it home with her to work on some of it, so they got it from her backup.
They should have gave her like 10% of the gross. You know,
exactly.
They should have rewarded her heavily. Well, no, it was more of a widespread deletion than just Toy Story, because that's the reason why Monsters Inc. 2 didn't come out right away. It took forever for Monsters University or whatever to come out because it got deleted. That was not saved. So they had to go back. Otherwise, they planned on following that up rather quickly. So there was more shit that was deleted in that.
Yeah, I remember when Monsters Inc. was in the theater and like we had that thing where like, the Harry Potter movie's on. And I was in like 5th grade. They're like, we're going to take a field trip and go watch the Harry Potter movie. But we got to send permission slips because some parents might not want you to go because it's got witchcraft in it.
Hey, do you remember what happened to me when I went and saw that movie, Zach?
No, I don't.
You don't remember what so when I went to see that movie, I was in 8th grade maybe. I don't even know. No. Yeah, I was like 7th or 8th grade, and when we went, I sat next to this girl, and she jacked me off under my coat.
Oh no!
And I was in 8th grade, baby.
No,
fucking
what?
Splooged all over my fucking coat and all over my pants and shit, dude. It was great.
How did an 8th grade girl even know how to jack a dick properly?
Well, I was in 8th.
Probably didn't. She probably did it shitty.
Well, hold on a minute. I can't even. Yeah, I was in 7th maybe, and she was in 8th.
I was in 7th grade. She was in 4th grade.
She was in 8th grade. She was older than me. and I was in 7th grade.
Interesting.
You know, see, what's funny is I had already seen the movie, and like, I remember my dad was like, "Oh, you sure you want to go see it again? Like, you could go watch the other movie. That way, somebody who did get to see it already could get to go. You're gonna take their seat." I'm like, "Fuck that! I don't want to watch no fucking Monsters Inc."
Monsters Inc. was good. I enjoyed Monsters Inc.
Yeah, see, now I'd be like, I should have watched it because the fucking Harry Potter movie was like 2.5 hours fucking long. The fuck was I thinking?
And they're not rewatchable. I think I saw almost every Harry Potter movie in the theaters, and that's the only time I ever watched them. And they were fine. They were fine viewing experiences, but I've never gone back.
I've only seen the first 2. I've never seen any of the other ones.
I don't remember anything after the 4th one, Goblet of Fire. I've seen them all, but I don't remember the last ones. They're forgettable.
Yeah, all I can say is I saw them all, and in the moment, they were pleasurable experiences, but I don't remember they all run together. I don't remember plot points. They just are what they are. But I gotta say, without spoiling Toy Story or anything, my only little nitpick about it is also something I think that they really can't help with the story that they went for. It's really Woody and Bo Peep's movie. And this new character, you've probably seen it on the
Spork guy.
Yeah, Forky, which Forky's fucking hilarious. So I really like that angle, but the shitty part is for them to focus on the movie that they did make, which is good. Everybody else takes a back seat, dude. Like Buzz Lightyear kind of has a role, but even he's really reduced. And everybody that's not Buzz Lightyear, dude, they're fuck all, nothing. They literally get locked away for the whole movie.
I mean, that's kind of like how Toy Story 1 and 2 was. They fucking stayed behind.
Kind of.
See, I want to see a freaking Toy Story, like Toy Story 5, where Sid is just getting out of the mental institution. He's like, I'm going to get fucking revenge on those fucking toys that ruined my life.
And he's going to fuck a dog and fuck his sister in the back of a pickup. He's going to fuck Molly in the back of the pickup.
Exactly. That'd be fucking donk.
So,
and he comes inside of his sister.
Okay. I see.
That would be hot.
That's really funny because when someone says like fuck his sister, it's implied that he's going to do that, but you have to actually describe it.
Oh, I had to make sure it finishes. Because, you fuck your sister, you could get caught. You could have to pull out and leave.
You watch too much porn, dude. Anyway, Keanu Reeves is funny in it. He plays a character.
The fucking Reeves, our boy, the Reeves.
Dude, he's been in a lot of shit, man, lately.
Yeah.
He's having a resurgence, man. Did you see the latest news on Ted? Bill and Ted?
The casting of the daughter.
Yeah, they got the Missy and the original Ted's dad to come back also.
Really? And they cast the villain too. I mean, it's underway. So
they recast his brother though. They could.
Who cares?
He kind of looks like
No
Death.
big deal. Yeah.
Bald dude.
He might be playing a younger version of the guy from the second movie.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I'm excited about it too. And isn't it, dude? He's gonna make Alex Winters look so bad because Keanu's aged so well, and Alex Winter looks like a cancer-ridden testicle. You know what I mean?
I don't think he looks that bad. He's got like bags under his eyes. You can tell he spent a long time editing a fucking Napster documentary in his day.
Bags under his eyes. His whole fucking face is a leather purse. What are you talking about? I mean, when they're standing next to each other, it's just, I don't know. But it's gonna be. I'm excited about it too. Yeah, he's having this weird resurgence where. And it's almost like they knew it was going to happen because, he was obviously cast in Toy Story 3 before John Wick was an even bigger hit. It's like all the stuff, the planets are aligning for him.
Now he's on that fucking video game.
Yeah.
He's also in a movie on Netflix, the Maybe one or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? Because I watched it. I was like, what the fuck? Keanu Reeves? It's hilarious.
I watched it and I thought I enjoyed the movie all right. And yeah, his scene was funny. It was pretty funny. It was a good rom-com. I mean.
Yeah, I like that guy. He reminds me of Paul Rudd.
I've always liked Keanu Reeves just because of Bill and Ted.
So I hated him when the Matrix shit was going on.
I actually just watched The Matrix last night. I was like, I'm going to watch this again.
I don't like The Matrix.
Me and Mac went and watched The Matrix Reloaded, the second one at the theater.
Yeah.
We were like, this is fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, during that whole period where he had his major, like, hey, I'm Keanu Reeves, just big star. I didn't like all that shit, the Matrix and all the stuff that was coming out around it. I prefer this Keanu Reeves now because, like, he's riding on this wave of a cool action character. He's riding on the wave of Bill and Ted coming back. This is the Keanu Reeves that I want to like. So
this is the Keanu Reeves I want to blow and let him fucking nut in my mouth.
He should be president.
Yeah, I'd vote for him. This is the Keanu Reeves that I want to fucking brick in my mouth.
Okay. I want him to shit in my mouth.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's a good signal to go ahead and talk about news.
Nothing else?
I've probably watched other stuff. I just can't think of it right now. But
Did you watch? I want to watch that Chernobyl.
Chernobyl?
Fucking, HBO show.
I've heard it's really good.
Everybody's talking about it.
I don't got to see HBO, dude. I can't watch this.
Well, I'll fucking get them illegally, baby.
Yeah.
I endorse it.
Did you watch the new Godzilla, Aaron?
No.
That's got the hot chick from fucking Norman Bates' mom in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Vera Farmiga. Whatever her name is.
MILF.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else I've watched besides like just old shit. I talked about this in the last BTM we did, but I watched the 4K Ghostbusters. I watched 1 and 2. If you own the Blu-rays, I wouldn't waste your money on the 4Ks personally, because I don't.
We can talk about the news. That's news, ain't it? The new Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, well that okay, so that'll be a segue. I keep trying to go to the news, and that
Bunch of people.
Yeah, that's on the first up. So yeah, going into the news, Paul Rudd was cast in the new Ghostbusters. I think that's about as good a casting as you can get for a modern day Ghostbusters. Like, if they're gonna go after some name of today.
We need fucking Keanu Reeves, baby.
Oh hell yeah, dude, that'd be so funny. I could see it too. It'd blow fucking everyone away.
That would be weird.
They got that chick back. She's on it too. Fucking
Annie Potts, yeah.
And then fucking.
By the way,
Weaver.
Annie Potts, you could even call that a resurgence because she's like the main character in Toy Story 4. Bo Peep was gone in the third one. Like, oh yeah, she got sold off or whatever. So,
do we ever see Woody bust a fat ass nut in Bo Peep's fucking long ass neck?
I imagine after the end of this movie, it happens at some point.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then she's going to be back in Ghostbusters. And who else? Was anybody?
Was it Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney Weaver's back on.
The Weaves and the Reeves should be in it.
The Weavesers.
But I guess Paul Rudd's playing a teacher is what they said. I'm really curious. I want to hear a brief synopsis of what the story is to sell me on it. Because I still don't have any faith. Until
I can't remember. I read something. It was kind of stupid.
I'm fine not knowing what the story is until the day I fucking walk in to watch it.
Because I'm still really scared that the original cast is going to have a minimal role. Right? I don't want that. I understand passing the torch and all that stuff, but they need to be front and center in the movie too. And passing the torch.
They're passing the torch with a fatty boobatti blunt.
Well, I mean,
dude, if Rick Moranis comes into this, man, it's going to blow my mind.
That would be cool.
It's going to blow our fucking loads.
Dude, that's his first movie coming back. What's up?
Yeah, not holding my breath. But like I said, until I hear a synopsis or whatever.
You should until you pass out.
Until you fucking die, dude.
Until you turn purple.
I have no faith in it. I'm not excited about it until I start seeing some evidence to be excited about it.
But remember, he was in that episode of that Martin or whatever the fuck on Netflix.
Martin.
So he might come back, man. He might have like a little role. Just he's with what's her name, Potsies, and then you don't see him again. I'd be fine with that. I'd get off.
Is Annie Potts is she gonna go back to being the bitch character she was in the first one, or is she gonna go back to being a retard?
She's a bitch, she's a lover.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean though? Like, cause it's like a total 180, different people. She's not even the same character in those movies. So anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. I'm just trying to sound relevant.
Janine, man. She played two different characters in those movies. In the first Ghostbusters, she was, she seemed smart, and she was kind of a cranky bitch. In the second one, she became retarded.
She's dumb, yeah.
She became a ditz.
It's because she was with Rick, man.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
Did it just rub off from the fucking show? They wanted to keep the continuity going or something?
She could, yeah. No, that's exactly what it was, because the show had came out in between the first movie and the second movie, and the real Ghostbusters was such a big hit. They modeled her after, with the red hair and the crazy glasses after the cartoon. Just another peg, they were just trying to market it for kids. I mean, the whole movie's a little bit more family friendly. But I don't care. I'm happy about it. I just hope it's a good movie. I don't want it to be like a fucking nostalgia trip where everybody just kind of makes an appearance and they're out the door. I mean, it needs to be centered around them.
Watch, they're gonna put Ernie Hudson's gonna be one of the Ghostbusters in it, and his name's gonna be like down in the bottom. like little print.
He won't be on the poster again.
They'll put Annie Potts on it.
Dude, think about it. Harold Ramis is fucking dead, so they're -1 classic member anyway, and they're still not gonna fucking give him the phone call. And I still only got one line. Like, they really need to beef him up, and I wonder what they're gonna do with Egon. I mean, they'll address it, but is it just gonna be a regular real life thing where Egon passed away, or ever since Egon passed away, or do you think they'll go full force with that weird idea that was always circling around? Like, you think he'll be like a ghost?
That weird dream Mac had.
Dude, yeah, where they're at his funeral, or they're just standing there at his grave talking. Dude, that would be legit. They could do that.
They're caught. They're stuck in the cacophony of it all, or whatever. What was it Mac said?
Epiphany.
The epiphany of it all. So, but the thing is the CGI they do these days. You know, they did it with Peter Cushing in that Star Wars prequel. And if you watch like Captain Marvel, the way they de-aged and did the Samuel Jackson face,
I'm still hoping for a fucking, Pink Flamingo sequel.
Look, they can
bring back Divine.
If they wanted to sit there and do something and make Egon part of the afterlife, they could easily do it and put his younger face on somebody, right? That could do a really good impression. It's just whether or not that's sacrilege or not. It's like the whole fad of holograms going out on tour. You know, that whole thing. Anyway, next up in the news, did you guys see that Billy Drago passed away? You guys know Billy Drago? Yeah.
Someone else did too, on the same day, I believe. Alf.
Who?
The guy that plays Alf.
Oh, the guy who did the voice of Alf?
Yeah.
Man, R.I.P., man. Dude, I was a big Alf fan when I was a little kid. When I was like 4 years old and entering kindergarten, I used to watch the show all the time.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he never got back home. They ended it on a cliffhanger where the fucking the CIA shows up and they got him dead to rights, and he just looks around like, holy shit, what am I going to do? And it says, to be continued. It never fucking happened.
I remember being in kindergarten, and I was 4 going on 5, and it was this thing where it was bring to school day a stuffed animal or something that started with the first letter of your name. And I'm like, first of all, I'm a boy. How many stuffed animals am I going to have? And second of all, whatever. I brought my stuffed Alf because I had a big stuffed Alf.
Dude, I still have one. I have one still.
It was, you really? It was I wonder if it's the same one I used to have.
Probably.
It was the same size as I was at the time. It was real big. And I also had a smaller Alf hand puppet where he's like a chef. But anyway, so I brought in my stuffed Alf. I loved it. And I remember all the kids making fun of me because that Alf wasn't an animal. And he wasn't a zoo animal. I mean, he's an alien life form, obviously.
That probably never even crossed your mind, did it? Like, oh, this is my chance to show off my Alf. And then
I was thinking I was going to like impress all the people and the kids. And
they're like, you fucking idiot. That ain't no real animal. And then you felt like an idiot.
He eats cats.
No.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, his name was Max Wright.
Max Wright did the voice? That he was the guy?
Yeah, he was the dad in the show, and he did the voice.
No, so Max Wright's he was Mr. Dimby on the Norm Show, and he played the dad. He didn't play Alf's voice. No way.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Portrayed the father on sitcom Alf has died. Maybe he didn't do the voice. I thought he did.
No, he didn't. Let me see.
So it wasn't Alf. It was the dad.
Who was the dad?
Paul Fusco or Fusco played Alf. Yeah, Max Wright. That guy got into some bad drugs. He probably died as a result of something to do with that. There was some videos and stuff like within the last decade where he was, I don't know, like sucking dick for crack and shit. Dude, he fell down in a hard way.
It was bad. Party.
Yeah, it was real fucked up.
Is Dr. Sleep on the itinerary?
No, but we could talk about that. I still didn't watch that trailer, man.
I fucking watched it. It actually got me excited, baby.
Yeah, I guess I got to watch that. I just keep forgetting.
I was not expecting, like, oh, they're going to fucking make the sequel to The Shining by Stanley Kubrick. Who would have thought that? Stephen King hates the fucking Shining, Stanley Kubrick's movie.
When does it come out?
November 2019.
Oh, really? That's not too long. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it after we're done with this.
Directed by Mike Flanagan, our boy.
That'd be cool. The next, you mentioned it earlier, Zach, so let's talk about it. The Castle Freaks getting a reimagining, as they're calling it. Mm-hmm. Is it being done by Full Moon? Who's actually behind this?
I don't know. All I saw is Barbara Cranston's going to be in it again.
Let's see.
I think it's done. They're doing like a 10-story thing, and that was one of them.
I said Barbara Cranston. Barbara Crampton.
Crampton.
Yeah, they're doing what is it? They're doing like something stupid where that's along with the subspecies, and they're doing the fucking Puppet Master, but it's just based on Blade. It's so stupid. They're like doing like a 10 movie.
Is this one of those things like Puppet Master and What's His Nuts? It doesn't have any part in it, or Charles Band, or is Charles Band doing this?
They did a live stream for it too. It's called the Deadly 10.
Is it Full Moon doing it?
Yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be fucking shit.
So this says, let me see, set to star in a reimagining of Dennis Paoli and Stuart Gordon's 1995 horror classic Castle Freak. Blah 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 blah. It's the second feature team up between Fangoria and Full Moon Features after the success of last year's Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich.
They're fucking just remaking their own movies now. Why?
He just wants money, man.
Yeah. And the last thing I had for news, Zach, we got to do it as soon as this thing is out for public consumption. We got to do a commentary for Danzig's movie. You heard about Danzig's, Philip?
I heard it's the fucking room of horror anthologies. I was seeing that somewhere.
It's just it's supposed to be so awfully bad good. And I can't.
I've heard it's just fucking absurdly like weird. Like there's a demon with like killer nipples or something.
Yeah. Dude,
so he's like that fucking that superhero from Rocko's Modern Life where they can see the future in his nipples.
What's funny is I never even knew this was in production.
Is that a Full Moon movie too?
Oh, God, I don't think so. No,
because there was like pictures of some dude letting some girl put potato chips on his nips because they were like teeth, and he was eating it, and it was for this Full Moon movie coming out, and it showed him like with the nipples as teeth. I was like, what the fuck?
It's being described as a vampire spaghetti western.
Okay, whatever the fuck that is.
So I mean, I didn't even know this was in production, and I haven't heard it covered, or it's just now been on the radar this week. Like, hey, this movie's out. It's screening and stuff at festivals. So yeah, who knew? He's directing his first movie at the age of fucking 60. That's kind of odd. What does he say here? Oh, he's already planning his next one too. He says, my next film, which I'm hopefully starting this summer, is a vampire spaghetti. Wait, is that the? I'm confused.
I think his is a horror anthology, like the one.
Yeah, maybe I'm reading some different. Everyone's goes. Is it an anthology? It's called, what is it called? Verotika. Danzig's Verotika has become an instant cult sensation and the talk of the town. It's on the festival circuit. How's it a cult? No one, that doesn't make any sense. It's reviewed well. For those who are dying to see it, the plan is for a theatrical run and a video on demand release this coming Halloween. We'll have to see it if this sticks. That sounds like it'll be perfect for a Halloween blitz or whatever.
Hell yeah.
If it's anything like any of the music he's put out past his second solo album, it'll be shit. So,
harsh.
Okay, Zach, Mac, or did anybody else have anything they want to talk about news bit wise?
Fucking a trailer for 3 from Hell came out, but I didn't watch it.
I still didn't watch it. Was it like a teaser though? Was it really much of a trailer?
I think it was a teaser.
Yeah,
it was kind of stupid.
We'll talk about that next time, baby.
Yeah, I've said my piece on that piece of shit. You
don't know it's gonna be bad, you beta.
No, I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be fine because it's the Trump card. It's Rob Zombie's last grasp, right?
Fucking Bill Moseley has an epic beard in it, too.
I think he's a hack. All right, so when we come back...
Bill Moseley?
What?
Bill Moseley's a hack?
He's talking about Rob Zombie.
No, Rob Zombie's a hack, dude. No, Bill Moseley's he's such a nice guy. You ever meet him at the con?
I would suck his dick. He's technically in the movie we are getting ready to talk about. He is technically in it.
Yeah, I know. That's a really cool thing in the movie too. But is Bill Moseley? I think he's going to be at KC Crypticon. And Sid Haig again. Yeah, they're staples, man. But he's a super, super nice guy. I'm not blaming him for cashing in a paycheck. Not at all. Rob Zombie's just a hack. Anyway, when we come back after a little break, we're going to talk Child's Play.
Fuck you.
Andy, I know this move has been really tough, but this was supposed to be a new start for us, remember? You said you were going to try to make new friends.
Buddy can connect to and control all of your Caslin products and smart home devices. Introducing your new best friend.
Mom, I need to tell you something, and I need you to believe me. I think Chucky did something.
If you know something, you better tell me.
Something's wrong with Chucky.
Buddy can connect to and control all of your Caslin products.
Chucky is a toy.
He could be anywhere.
Welcome to Caslin Car.
We have to stop him. Chucky!
Good night, Andy.
All right, and we're back. Zach, go ahead and get out of your system. Make fun of me.
Yeah, this fuckboy, he puts down his mic or his earphones and then leaves and then comes back and then like, oh, can you guys hear me? I can't hear you. And that became a whole fucking thing, an existential crisis that we had to fucking figure out. I think it's the buddy. He controls our fucking Wi-Fi and shit.
Yeah, it only delayed us about 15 minutes.
You know what you should do if every time you fuck up, like if we do cut to a commercial, you should do like when you come back, you should be like, fuck, I just forgot. Motherfucker.
Marijuana affects the memory.
Welcome back. Aaron just lost his fucking, you know, like how they do on like previews and shit. Like, This is what you missed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be pretty funny.
Well, Zach kind of already has the Stephen Hawking voice for that bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I listened to, you uploaded that Mac and Zach classic and I'd forgotten about that and I was dying fucking laughing.
You should put him in there again.
No, I mean, because I'm here. I mean, we didn't miss any recording.
Yeah, we should have went back in time and redone it.
But yeah, I was listening to that episode and I was fucking dying laughing because to me that was certainly taking a bad situation and turning it into good because it was really funny. But anyway, so now we're back. We're going to talk about Child's Play. Zach, we were talking about it in private and I think Zach likes it the least out of all of us. I went in wanting to hate it. I wanted to hate it. I expected to hate it. I didn't hate it.
See, I was still kind of like, hey, I think they could do something with this. I was like, this could end up being good. Like, oh, he's gonna be an AI. He's gonna control like a smart house thing. He's gonna be able to kill people with these gadgets in the house. So I was like, yeah, they could do something cool with that. And then it didn't fucking live up to what I was expecting.
He did a little bit of that at the store at the end.
Well, not only at the store too.
Yeah, he does it like halfway through the movie, and then he does it once, and then he does it again later. But yeah, let's start from the beginning. This movie, it starts out, baby, with like kind of like a fucking Black Mirror episode where it's like, oh, this is a commercial, and they're introducing us to the buddy doll and how he works and shit. Like, oh, he does this and that, and he could get your kids their fucking science book if they forget it and shit. That was funny. Did you guys notice, like, I was sitting there in the movie thinking, like, why would they make, okay, so he's basically like the hub of, like, oh, all these smart devices. Why would they make that a doll rather than, like, oh, a remote? And then the only way they kind of bring it, like, oh, it makes sense, though, because he can get your kid's book if they forget it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they brought into it with that.
Yeah, why would you want the toy aspects, you know, your kid's best friend, the toy, to also be the thing that controls all the devices in your house? It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it's not, the whole idea, it's Skynet. It's kind of cliche. We've had a lot of movies lately that are kind of picking on modern culture, the whole Skynet and reliance on technology, and especially kids' reliance on their technology and their devices. So it's not like really new. And like you said, what's the fucking dumb show? Black Mirror. It's whatever. It's kind of all over the place, but it was still cool. And I actually liked that it was basically a different fucking movie. If they wouldn't, I mean, they named the kid Andy, they named the cop Mike, and obviously they named the doll Chucky for some fucking reason.
I think this could have been its own movie, and I probably would have liked it more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they just would have changed the names to something different, and it was just cashing in on the Child's Play name, and maybe tweaked a thing or two, it was its own killer doll movie. It really was.
Yeah. So the plot is basically like, oh, fucking Andy and his mom. What'd you think of the mom, by the way?
She, like I said, I'm not comparing it to Catherine Hicks.
She's a whore.
Different movie.
I didn't like the mom at all.
Well, I mean, you barely saw her anyway. Other than
she didn't feel like the mom to me. It felt like they could have sold this easier if they were like, oh, hey, it's not his mom. It's their
sister.
younger brother and sister. The parents died. That would have sold it more, but she still would have, it still would have been really flat. See, you got to remember the first movie where it's like, oh, the mom, I mean, she's not like, she never does anything really stupid in the movie. She always feels like, oh, this is realistic. This is where we would be. Like, we watched it as kids, so we probably identify with Andy, but everybody else was identifying with the mom. So it was like, in this one, the mom is just very forgettable. She just kind of, she's there just to be a damsel in distress at the end of the movie, really.
Yeah. And she's there to move along the story and have the fucking deadbeat side chick dad, that boyfriend or whatever, and
fuck boy.
Yeah,
the fuck boy.
Yeah, the fuck boy.
But yeah, I guess we could talk about the fucking the plot and that, like, oh hey, in this one, Andy, they never leave the house much at all. They live in like a apartment building, so like his friends live there, and he meets them and shit. And where do we? I don't know where to go with this movie.
There's no scenes of taking a piss in the snow and going to Eddie Caputo's apartment. Yeah, it's a lot. It's really internalized, but I think it kind of felt like it was definitely a modern movie where they relied on a lot of laughs, right?
Yeah, I think that surprised me the most is how like it wasn't taken seriously at all, which I kind of liked.
I know that Chucky eventually got funny, but even like in part 2, especially, he was doing one-liners and stuff that were kind of funny, but they weren't silly. They were more a representation of Charles Lee Ray's kind of demented character, how's it hanging Phil and all that stuff, and hey, park this piece of shit, and so it wasn't silly.
Well, I mean, this one, he's an AI, so he's learning everything. So that's what made it funny, is because he was kind of stupid and was confused. So then he would repeat everything.
Yeah.
That instantly makes it so that they can never make a franchise out of this one, because he's not a character. He's a malfunctioning piece of hardware. Like, how you gonna? There's no character to this.
So, like I said, I appreciate that it was a different movie than the first one. I prefer the humanity aspect of a Charles Lee Ray, the actual character there, but I appreciate that this one's different and it was funny. Mark Hamill, I enjoyed Chucky for what he was. It was humorous. Like you said, he was AI kind of picking up stuff as he went. You mentioned briefly before we started recording how he kind of learned to kill.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
He was watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
And he was confused because they were all laughing about it. So he thought it was fun. He thought, okay, they might like this. I'll do it myself.
See, is this the only fucking movie that acknowledges Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 exists?
Right? Probably.
In pop culture. Everybody talks about the original. Nobody talked about 2.
Which was awesome that they throwed it in there.
Jerry was a race car driver.
Oh, yeah.
Primus quotes it. They sample it. So that's something. Which is funny because I heard Jerry was a race car driver before I watched the movie.
Dude, fucking Tony Hawk.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was like,
that bass line though, it pops.
Hell yeah.
I always thought that was Les Claypool saying "dog will hunt" because it kind of sounded like him in the track. I'm like, all right, but
you dog dick.
Anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was its own thing, and I know we hated the way Chucky looked at first when they were just showing us with the doll, but
it makes sense in the movie.
Yeah, in the scope of the movie, he's not human. He's not a human.
It actually doesn't make any sense because nowadays, why would they make him look like a fucking My Buddy or Cabbage Patch Kid? Okay. Now he would just look like a fucking metal robot.
Yeah, I get it.
Caricature.
It doesn't make sense, but let's suspend disbelief for a second and just assume we live in a world where they did make a doll. Him being an AI thing, it worked for this movie. I kind of liked how it was its own thing, even visually.
Especially when he's like, we're gonna scare the boyfriend, and he was showing him how to scare, so like his face would stretch and all that. So it made more sense.
Yeah. See, that was the thing too. Like in the original, he manipulated Andy to take him to kill like Eddie Caputo. This movie, we just assume he walks out the front door, and nobody thought, hey, why is that fucking doll walking outside though?
Wait, what?
I thought you didn't remember anything about the movie, Zach. You're actually coming up with a lot of shit.
Yeah, see, you guys don't remember much about it.
I'm confused. What do you mean he first walked out without knowing stuff?
When he killed the dad, when he killed the boyfriend.
Well, yeah, he was already fucked up after that. He was already fucked up. He watched that movie and it fucked him up.
But he still walked out of the house by himself.
Did he hide in his car?
Well, yeah, he followed him because he said he wanted him dead, so that was his reason.
Imagine that. Imagine seeing that, though. That nobody saw, hey, that doll's walking outside. Isn't that supposed to just be in a house controlling your fucking window shades and shit?
Well, how about something? How about that? How about that Buddy theme song? It was stuck in my head all week.
I fucking hated that song.
Dude, I'm still singing it. It's stuck in my head. I am your buddy.
Mark Hamill did all right. He did fine.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have to display a whole lot of range like Chucky, like Brad Dourif did, because
he kind of had an effect on his voice, so I didn't really care.
Did he?
Yeah, you could tell there was an effect on it, big time. Are you kidding me?
He's just talking all monotone like a robot.
It sounded like Mark Hamill to me. But like I said, it was, since he was AI, there was a lack of expression. Even when at the end of the movie, where this is where the Skynet part kind of comes into play, where it was kind of becoming self-aware. Well, if I can't be your best friend, nobody can. That's the point of the movie where Chucky would have been angry, and he was still that same monotone thing. But I think this movie, I'm trying to look at it through the eyes of a little kid. I still think a little kid could think it was scary, because like when his eyes glow red, when he's got like evil intentions, I thought it was kind of freaky. Like, that's kind of funny.
My niece is like, she keeps bringing up Chucky. She heard like me mention it in passing to go see it. And then like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, you can't watch that. Yeah, I don't think your mom watches you. And then she just like, I don't know how, but she just found out like the name of the doll, like Chucky. She's like, you go to see Chucky? Is he scary? I saw a commercial and he had like blood in his eyes or something. I was like, oh, she's probably talking about when his eyes glow red or whatever. Well, yeah, fucking kids. I don't get it. They know.
Dude, I went there with my daughter and she loved it.
I almost think that the only reason they had that effect of his eyes glowing red sometimes was, well, but it was purely also for that end scene, because when he had all the dolls come to life and so you could see their eyes light up.
Dude, I thought that was cool how he transferred through them. I thought that was awesome.
It was really cool.
They ripped off Cult of Chucky, baby.
Yeah, fuck that movie. Fuck those movies.
Were you guys laughing at the fact that fucking these plastic drones were cutting people up and shit?
Oh god, that reminded me of fucking like Puppet Master shit, like the fucking chopping his head off.
Yeah, that was really weird. But
you just gotta forgive it.
But I do like the kills in the movie.
You see, I thought if there was just like 2 or 3 more gory kills, it would have been like, oh yeah, I like the movie.
But the body count wasn't any different than the first Child's Play.
Yeah,
and those kills,
they were pretty gory.
Eddie Caputo was killed off screen. You just saw the explosion. Aunt Maggie was pushed out a window. You don't see that much. You don't see.
Yeah, the original series wasn't very gory. Yeah.
No, but I was trying to do a head count, like Aunt Maggie, Eddie Caputo, the doctor. Who else dies in the first one? Oh, the witch doctor guy. There's like 4. Am I missing anybody? This one had 4 as well. It was about tit for tat. It wasn't like, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, it's about the same.
Yeah.
The doctor guy who gets zapped with the.
Yeah, we said that.
I said that.
Oh.
I said that. There's 4. Yeah.
I'd say there's more kills in this one, because in the store there's a lot of people that die.
I actually don't know. Was there a lot of people that died?
Oh, they were getting chopped up by that fucking drone. And then that dude, the doll dude, the guy in the big head. My buddy, that's crazy when it shows the knife just go right into his neck.
Yeah, and then he got it again when he was going to be okay, and the fucking drone went right into him.
That was cool how he started bleeding on the girl.
I always wondered how the fuck the buddy doll was hidden in that mask. You didn't notice.
No, he just stabbed him through the. You just see the knife go through. It just goes through. He just stabs him. He's not in it. He just stabs him through it.
So they would have saw him climbing up that motherfucker's leg and shit.
What do you guys think about the origin of it all? Like, just that disgruntled Vietnamese guy.
I didn't see that part, so I have no fucking idea. I know it's obviously he does something.
That could have been completely left out.
Yeah.
See, if they would have left that out, we would have. It probably would have had more of a thing like, maybe there's more of a fucking horror element, but they did it more like, as if it's a dark comedy. So we see it set up from the beginning that, he's going to be bad.
I mean, but I get it. I should suspend disbelief anyway, because we're talking about a killer doll movie.
So what's he exactly do? Does he put like a virus in it, or he fucking decodes it.
Dude, no, so Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but so basically it starts off with, Vietnam, and they're at some Vietnamese place where they're
Factory.
Yeah, where they're manufacturing the dolls. And
the guy's boss is mad at him. He's like, hey, you're a shithead. And then that makes him mad enough to fucking just delete safety protocols for some reason.
Yeah,
okay.
He's disgruntled, and he literally just deletes safety protocols in that one doll. And I'm thinking, is the fail-safes really that shitty on this thing where it can turn into a learning computer that can murder?
Yeah, like it was.
I feel like if those dolls were capable of learning and doing what that Chucky doll did with just some basic removal of safety shit, I think they would be putting their money in that, a learning computer, and selling those fucking robots. Why would they even be wasting their time on like Alexa dolls?
It's funny because it kind of reminds me of Black Mirror, that Miley Cyrus episode. It does the same thing. They delete the safe thing on the doll.
Didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if that doll has the capabilities of being that smart, you think they would actually want that and put their money in devices like that? Because that's crazy, a learning computer,
right?
That people would start having robot wives that learn to love them and shit. You'd make a lot of money.
Yeah, then the fucking the Armageddon would happen. They replace us. We'd be walking around with tiki torches saying, "You will not replace us."
Anyway,
donk.
It's just really weird how easily he did that. He manipulated everything and started this. It seemed like a little bit of a thin plot point. I just would have rather had it out. Just leave it out.
I like when he repeated everything the kid said, like when he would cuss. That was
pretty funny.
But then he committed suicide, so it could have been like, oh, it's open to interpretation. Is it because of the safety protocols, or is it like the original? Did he jump into the doll?
His voodoo.
No, I think Zach, you were onto something too. With this movie the way it is, you say it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for a franchise. I think if they would have left out that exposition scene, that brief Vietnam scene, then they could have had room to write in more of a backstory for him if they would have left that little bit of mystery to that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, there's going to be more. He can transfer, so he already did. It clearly shows you that at the end of the first one.
I don't think there will be any more. I think this is just a one-off.
No.
Wait. What did he you mean just like just him transferring in other devices?
He already did. He transferred into another doll. You watch them put the doll up on the shelf, and
then its eyes glow red.
Yeah. He's transferred himself. When he was about to die, he already switched over into a different doll.
So, you talking about when he switched into the little black kid's doll, the other one, or you mean at the end of the movie?
No, that is the same dude. That's the same doll. That's the same doll that the kid threw away. The guy took it, and then he put himself in that box. You watch him putting himself in the box.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I checked out by that time. I was just...
Well, you know what's funny is I totally missed that at the end where he transferred another doll.
Yeah,
I didn't...
Yeah, it shows the eyes glow red, because clearly he was going into all those dolls, and he can control shit. So he pretty much put his fucking protocol or his fucking code into another doll.
Gotcha.
We're jumping all over around in the plot, but it doesn't matter because it's been a while since we've all seen this.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I need to watch it again.
I remember you said that you thought the pacing was pretty perfect. Because I thought, was that you?
I didn't say perfect. I said it was good. I don't know if I said that or not, but I enjoyed the pacing.
I thought it started out going way too quick, and then by the end it slowed down.
I was totally fine with the pacing. I thought it was an enjoyable popcorn movie. I thought it was hitting all the right buttons. I was fine.
See, I thought it was an enjoyable popcorn movie too. So I'm being more negative than you are, I guess.
That kill was I think the boyfriend kill is the best. Obviously.
Yeah. No, the kills were good and they were all different. I thought the guy that looked like fucking Jack Black, the fat...
Oh, dude, I thought that was Jack Black for a minute on the commercials.
Dude, that guy was playing the same character from fucking Toy Story 2. He got the Cheeto dust on his fingers and shit.
Yeah, he made the toys.
And I thought that was cool. I mean, it makes sense. If he's like the maintenance guy, he could easily have those bugs to be a pervert and cameras and shit. Yeah, I mean, that kill was cool. That kill was really cool, right? Where he had him like hanging.
Like when he leaves the face on the desk, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that was really funny too. It was almost like the pet that doesn't know any better that's bringing the dead birds to the porch, you know? But anyway, I personally like the pacing and I like the arc too, where there's that moment where he clearly, I like how he doesn't know any better. Like I said, he's like a pet. He's like a kid or whatever. And he doesn't realize he's doing wrong. But then there comes that point where, like that first time he puts him in the closet, Andy, it's dark in here. You kind of feel bad for him.
Oh yeah, he starts.
Yeah, they made him cute. Like, oh, he knows not what he do.
But, the second time, it's like he's starting to become aware and he's starting to become annoyed. Like, you put me in the closet. I don't like it. And that whole type of vibe he was given.
Did you notice that scene where the mom takes him and she's like, oh, I don't like how he's making you act. And she puts him in the fucking cupboard.
Yeah, and then he breaks out.
He breaks out, and then the next time the mom sees it, he's broken out, and he's playing with it, and she says nothing. Did they just fucking forget to follow up on
He
that?
broke my fucking cabinet.
It's just like, oh, he's got it now. It's okay.
He probably fixed it.
I don't know.
She just forgot that she got mad about it.
It's funny though, but the more I talk about it, the more I want to watch it. I keep comparing it to the other pseudo remake reboots we've had lately. I like this quite a bit more than Pet Sematary.
It's better.
Like, I really don't have a whole lot of desire to watch the Pet Sematary remake again. I really don't.
I don't care for it.
Yeah, and I get it's not like a straight up remake, but I didn't care for it, and it's funny how we do ratings because Zach you're kind of a default 5, like 5 across the board.
Yeah, you just fucking you gave away my rating.
I don't care. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Well, I already told you.
Okay, well they don't have to know that. They don't have
Give
to.
away my rating.
So, anyway, the way I was thinking about this movie the whole time is I have to compare it to something that's similar. I can't. I do the same thing with music too. I can't compare fucking Rain and Blood to Pet Sounds. It's like they're just different spectrums, but I can compare Rain and Blood to another like metal album. So this movie, I'm comparing it to Pet Sematary. I'm comparing it to It. I'm comparing it to all these things, and to a degree to the other Chucky movies. But Zach, we'll kind of start with that. Zach, tell me the things you liked about the movie and what you didn't like about the movie, and then give your rating if you don't mind.
I liked Mark Hamill did fine. Did you guys notice like fucking the kid playing Andy was like fucking drooling on himself a couple times in the movie?
He might be autistic, dude. Be kind.
He is deaf.
Well, I was wondering like, did they write that into the movie and I just didn't pick up on it that he's slow or something? Is that one of the reasons they got him a toy?
No, I didn't even notice the drooling, man. To be honest with
He
you.
just had wet lips.
Maybe. Yeah, I liked fucking I liked the gore.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. You got this.
Sounds like you disliked a little bit more than you liked. What did you dislike?
It was just fucking. It was very mediocre to me.
Okay.
He didn't like the mom, obviously. He told us that.
In the long run, it's like I don't think this is a movie we're gonna even remember at the end of this year.
Which is funny because that's exactly how I feel about Pet Cemeteries and all that stuff. So you're kind of in line with all those movies. It's just kind of more of the same, in one ear out the other, just like those other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I know I spoiled it. You give it a 5?
I don't know though. I might maybe it'll come out and I'll watch it again and I'll enjoy it more because this is like people are enjoying this one. I think it wasn't too long. Yeah.
All right.
I tried so hard to find like negative comments on it, and everyone just said they loved it, like it was fresh, pretty much.
See, I think
like
people,
everyone went in wanting it to be shit, and they're like, "Wow, I was surprised," and that's what I thought.
See, that's the thing. I think people confuse like something being like better than they thought with like, oh, it was good. It's like, no, it was just better than you thought it was gonna be.
Well, the commercials sucked too. They made it fucking, I don't know.
It looked generic. It looked so shitty. It looked like every other. Yeah, it didn't look good. I feel you, Zach. I know what you're saying about that. I always go back to Todd recommending me We Are Still Here, and it's like, dude, your fucking standards have changed because that movie's shit.
Yeah, it was boring.
It's garbage. But anyway, so you're standing by as of right now. You're 5 out of 10. You're kind of middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mac. What about you? What were your like pro points and your negative points, and what's your rating of it?
Well, I like just like him learning. Like when I walked in, we walked in when they were playing chess or whatever. And like he calls him a fuck, or he says something and he says it back. Like I thought that was funny.
You walked in way late. That's pretty late.
Dude, I know, that's what I'm saying. We were late as fuck. But like I walked into that.
Were you pissed? Damn.
And I thought it was funny that he was just like he was picking up on shit like kids do. So it reminded me of my kids.
At that point, why not just wait till the next movie starts?
Because we were on a mission and I had my daughter. So, but it was funny because she chose to watch it. I was like, do you want to watch Toy Story 4 or do you want to watch Child's Play? And she was like, it's up to you, Daddy. I'm like, you choose. And she said Child's Play. And I was like, hell yeah. So we went in and we were on that scene and like he was picking up on the cussing. I thought that was hilarious. And like, I just like how he learned these things slowly. And then he thought they were things that he should do because Andy liked them. But then like Andy kept getting mad and then he was confused like a kid or like an animal, obviously. One part I didn't really give a shit about was the cop's mom. Whenever she's driving in the car, I didn't fucking care about that part.
Why did he waste his energy on killing her? Like,
yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, why would they ever make a safety protocol that would stop an airbag from going out? Why would they ever even make that possible?
And take possession of a car, a self-driving car. That's what I'm saying. It's just, it was...
Well, it was all made by that company, so obviously, kind of like Alexa.
Yeah, but there would never be a reason to like, hey, disable airbag. Nobody would want to do that.
If I'm correct, though, I think the other few people that died in the movie, they were all kind of shitty characters. The guy cheating on his wife, the scummy pervert in the basement. She did nothing wrong, but I get it. He was jealous, right? That's what he said.
Yeah. Like because that guy had cameras set up in everyone's apartment. So he watched them talking and he's like, oh, this is his new best friend. Fuck that.
So that lady was the only character that they probably wanted us to be like, oh, I actually don't kill her. She's not an asshole.
Right. And you thought she was going to live too because the car stops at her destination and the car was going backwards at first and you're like, what the fuck? But like it does make sense because airbags actually aren't set that before you get into a car. Like my car, if you're not sitting in the seat, it'll say the thing is off. The airbag is off.
Yeah, disabled. Yeah, same thing.
But if there's something heavy there, it'll turn on. So it makes sense.
Yeah, you see it with if you're riding alone and there's no one in the passenger, it'll say like passenger disabled.
Yeah.
But somebody puts their ass in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but why would they make it a feature to like, oh yeah, disable it while someone's sitting in it? That makes sense.
I don't know, but
we want to make it purposefully not safe.
Well, see, it was kind of pointless because it didn't even kill her to begin with, and then he just somehow ends up in the car somehow without that made no sense. That pissed me off. I thought that was stupid.
Was he in the car? I thought he was like standing in front of it.
No, because he stabs her in the car. Like he scares her. She's like looking around, and then he's like, "I'm here," or something. Fucking.
I gotta say though, if I was a kid and I was watching that scene, I think it would be pretty scary because when
it scared the shit out of Katana. She jumped when he jumps out with the knife.
Yeah,
she's like, "Oh fuck!"
Did she fucking get? She jumped and swung her katana and cut someone's head off in the theater.
No, she said, "Oh fuck" when she jumped.
So I try and watch movies like that through some kid lenses a little bit, but because I mean I'm desensitized, things aren't going to scare me. But when I was a kid, though, when I first saw the original Chucky, when I'm like 4 years old, and Chucky, I was having nightmares all the time about Chucky. There was another dream I would have too, where it was the same dream. We used to have like this old fucking Lincoln Town car or whatever, and in the dream, I'm in the back seat. I don't remember if my brother was in the back seat too or not, and my mom is driving. She stops at a curbside and she gets out to use a payphone. Anyway, I'm watching her use a payphone. Then all of a sudden I watch like Christine. I watch the locks close and the car start driving off by itself. And it used to fucking make me shit my pants almost.
I used to have a dream where I wake up with the back seat and I look in the front and no one's driving and I'm just like in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty dog.
Yeah. It's scary, man. Like I think my dream mixed a couple. It was the whole when you're a little kid getting lost from your parents is really scary. So it was like that on crack, and then the car's going. I don't know. So and that was before I ever saw Christine. But yeah, anyway. So if I saw that when I was a kid, I'd be like, "Fuck, man! If this was the Child's Play sequel, like back then, and I had already been having that dream, I'd be like, they fucking read my mind. Mm-hmm. They're in my dreams because that's what scared me."
Yeah, I like to try to put myself in a kid's sense too, but it always ends with me begging myself to come inside of myself.
Oh.
But anyway.
I wanted to say that a long time ago, but...
So anyway, I like that he took the doll around too. Like, I think my favorite part's when those two older kids come up to him and they're like, what the fuck are you doing with this thing? And they cuss at him and shit and he repeats it. So then the scaring part, the my favorite part, obviously.
Mac's just remembering all the gags in the movie.
Well, no, I like the killing scene was awesome, and then like the gore, like all the killings were pretty gory, so that's pretty sweet.
I think it needed like 2 more, and it would have been like, yeah.
But
I think the drone stuff was kind of lame.
Once again,
it reminded me of Leprechaun. Remember that?
Once again, if you take out the drone stuff, the kill list was on par with the first one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I'm not gonna. When I counted it all up, I couldn't demerit it for that.
Yeah, but the first one has enough going on for it where it's not like, oh, I want to see another kill now, though.
But hey, you were talking about the gags, though, Mac. What about and this one's for Tupac. What do you say?
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Or like when they repeat everything, like to the cop, like narc, like. Just stupid shit. Like, I like that he was around all the other kids, too, and it was nothing.
Who introduced the Tupac line? Was it one of the kids? I can't remember.
It was one of the older ones. They were listening to Tupac.
Bullshit. Dude, kids today do not fucking know who Tupac is.
Right?
They do not. They're all Lil Yachty and all that bullshit.
Oh, God.
They do not know who Tupac is. Literally. So I don't buy that at all. I think, whatever. But that was my... Oh, sorry, I won't get into mine. Finish yours. I have a little thing. But.
So I don't really base this off the first one at all. I don't know. I think of it as its own movie. That's probably why I like it. And I actually, like, I'll probably buy it and my kids will want to watch. Like, I haven't shown Finn yet. He's the one that likes Chucky. Katana's kind of scared.
I just thought of something I should have said for things I hate. I hate that they didn't use any animatronics. Every time it's Chucky's face, it's CGI. Like, oh, it's CGI. Why?
It's expected. To be honest, I mean
that ending part where he jumped right at the camera, that was full blown fucking Pixar.
Yeah, it is. But I'll tell you this though, to piggyback on Mac saying it's its own thing and you can't compare it to the first movie. I was less offended at them using CGI in this movie than I am using CGI in the Chucky franchise.
They used less in this one than they have in fucking any of them after fucking Bride.
You know what I mean? It's its own thing. It feels like its own movie. And like any movie that comes out today, I'm going to expect them to use CGI. Like, I don't expect them to do animatronic. I knew what I was getting myself into. And like I said, it was way less offensive than them pulling that shit in Curse of Chucky or whatever. So,
but yeah, I don't know. I'll buy it. I'll probably watch it a shit ton. I know I'll have to.
Did you walk in after? I remember it was kind of early in the movie, but did you see the very first time he kind of gets an inkling of the whole monkey see, monkey do, where he just grabs the knife and he does the little, he doesn't grab the knife. He just does the stabbing motion when he witnesses it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that, Mac? Or did you walk in too late?
Well, I mean, the only part he saw with the knife wasn't it during that when they were watching the horror movie?
Okay, so I think before that, he didn't have a knife in his hand. I don't remember what he was watching, but it was something to do with like a stabbing motion. And was that when... Am I getting it wrong, Zach?
Yeah, he saw somebody do that.
Yeah, he saw somebody before that, and that was the first, like, taste you got. And he just looks at his hand, and he's, like, practicing the stabbing motion. And my theater was like, oh, because that was the first time he did anything like that. And I was shocked because I went in this movie and I saw a matinee show and I thought it was going to get slaughtered. You know, Toy Story, different markets, but even if they're, different markets, one's an R-rated movie, one's a family movie, statistically, the adults that would normally go see Chucky.
The fucking Pixar and Toy Story always fucking win. So I wonder what the numbers are.
Still two different markets, but like I said, statistics show that the parents that would have gone to see a movie like Chucky are taking their kids to see Toy Story. And also statistically, most people don't see more than one movie in the first week, right? They see one movie and they're spent.
Okay, I got the box office. Toy Story made
number
120 million and Child's Play 14.1 million.
What?
Toy Story 120.9 million, Child's Play 14.1 million.
Yeah, but it was number 2. I mean, they knew it wasn't going to be Toy Story. Like I said, it's a totally different audience.
It's rated R too.
Yeah, it's different. But like and I guarantee you as well, there was probably a lot of people seeing Toy Story that had kids that would have loved to have seen Chucky. It's just one of those things. But I think it was considered a hit. I still think it was relatively a low budget movie, and it's going to get a sequel. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said.
I think they should just leave it alone. Like this is a one-off. That's it.
When do they ever leave it alone?
I can't see them making a franchise out of this one.
I don't know.
We didn't bring it up in the news bit, but they're making Halloween 2. They officially, now it's greenlit again. They're never going to leave anything alone.
Well, there are characters in that one. Now they're going to be banking on, hey, fucking Andy. He's a great character you want to see grow up, right?
So
the mom, she was just a fucking bundle of charisma.
Mac, what's your rating?
I think I gave it like a 6.8 out of 10.
That's cool. So it's similar to mine.
Decent.
So my thing is pretty much everything Max said as far as the pros. I think I was pleasantly surprised when I went into my theater showing, like I said, a matinee. It was during the day and it was going up against Toy Story. And I didn't think there was going to be anybody in there because, like you said, it's R-rated during the day on a weekend. Dude, the theater was respectively full. It wasn't packed full, but for a matinee, it was 75% full, and it was like a big 200, 300 seater. So I was impressed. I'm like, oh, okay, this movie's got some legs to it.
Okay, hold on a minute. I remembered something. I need to go back.
Go ahead.
One thing that kind of was stupid was how, for evidence, like in the first one, they're like, who's going to believe us? In this one, do you think the cops were going to believe them? And then the funny thing is like, oh yeah, they could take that doll in for evidence or fucking something stupid. But then the kids beat the fuck out of it and throw it in the fire in the barrel. Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, there goes the evidence. You think the cops would be like, hey, don't do that. But they fucking just beat the fuck out of it and then destroy all the evidence of it. So
this one, it's not as fucking hokey as somebody put their body in a doll. Now it's like, oh, it's malfunctioning. So they could have went to the cops.
Right?
I don't know how I felt about that ending, what it was supposed to do as far as, is it supposed to be like a fucking Office Space type of thing? Were we supposed to get some satisfaction out of watching them beat the shit out of it?
Oh, God.
That was to be honest with you, like I said, I liked everything you said you liked about it. I liked how it was his own thing. I was able to successfully totally distance it from the original movie. It in no way tarnishes the original Chucky because it's just, did you guys think it was weird how he's just like, what's your name? And he's like, Chucky. Like, what? I'm Chucky. He tried naming him something else, and it's just like, hey, I want to be Chucky. That was a little forced.
Yeah.
But
wait, what?
I guess that was just as an Easter egg for people that like the old.
Wait, what
so
happened?
yeah, okay, you missed it. You would have missed that part, Mac. So how he got his name Chucky. So when he turns on the doll, he's got to set it up just like any device. He has to sync it, link it to all this shit, and it becomes his owner because he's like setting it up. It's like an Alexa or whatever. And so
he's like, oh, what's your name? He's like, Andy, sup, or something like that. He's like, hey, Andy, sup, what do you want my name to be?
And he says something ridiculous. I don't remember what it is, something stupid. And he goes, okay, I like Chucky. You're like, what? I didn't say that. Yeah, I'm Chucky. Like, what?
It was one of those jokes like, oh, did you mean this? And it doesn't get what you said, right?
But it wasn't even close. It wasn't like he said.
But yet it's smart as fuck.
Didn't he say like call you Optimus Prime or something like that? Like wasn't it some kind of reference?
Yeah, but it was something else. Fuck, it was a lamer reference. It wasn't Optimus Prime. I remember the reference was really stupid. It was another. Fuck, I wish I knew what it was.
It was the GoBots, the Kmart version.
No. It was Han Solo.
Oh,
right.
Star Wars,
he goes
way off.
Yeah, it was way off. And I was like, ugh.
So it was probably a reference just because fucking the guy who was doing the voice.
It was it was funny because he almost cuts him off like Han Solo, Chucky. Like, no, I didn't say that. Did you say Chucky? I'm Chucky. Like, it was really weird. It kind of got a laugh, at the theater, but. Whatever, however they got to give him the name.
They were playing with your expectations. They thought, oh, are they going to change his name? No.
See, I didn't know what his name was going to be up until I was sitting my ass in the theater.
I thought he wasn't called Chucky at all in this movie. I thought they just referred to him as Buddy.
Me too. But Buddy's like good guy. Yeah, good guy doll. But I thought so. I thought they were just going to call Buddy too, and I had no idea. So they called him Chucky.
I mean, in the commercials, you hear him saying, "Mom, something's wrong with Chucky."
Yeah. I didn't remember that.
We don't watch that shit.
It was on 24/7. Actually, it's funny because someone that I know from like the Child's Play group had to make like a shit ton of those fucking Buddy dolls for for some of the scenes. He made a shit ton.
That Garrett dude?
No, he didn't do it. It was another guy.
Anyway, the things that I'll nitpick about the movie is it was very modern. Like I said, it relied on I feel weird about docking it for it because it was funny.
See, I think if they played it like more serious, it wouldn't have worked. Maybe
you're right.
A killer doll probably just can't work like that and be actually scary.
Like I said, it was a very fun-paced popcorn movie, and that was partially due to the comedy of it. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, heck, even when he was killing things, you still felt bad for him because he always like had that sadness to him after he did something.
That was my favorite part of the movie, was just his overall arc, and like I said, the pet comparisons where he's just learning. He doesn't know he's doing any wrong, so you get a little comedy out of it. Then you feel a little sad when he puts him in the closet. He doesn't realize what he did, but then it makes it all the more potent when he kind of
kills the cat.
Wait, oh, dude, that was fucking...
Yeah, but then he blackmails everyone. He blackmails the kid all the time.
What a fucking asshole. I know, but you really feel it when he starts feeling really burnt by the whole thing and he starts turning. So I think it's really effective. But I think one thing I think was kind of annoying, it's just a minor thing, is kind of capitalizing on that trend of having a bunch of tweens. It felt like tween Chucky, right? It was like Stranger Things or the It movie.
I like movies where they put kids in them, like random kids, not like fucking Disney kids. Like fuck
Super
that.
8. I like Super 8.
Yeah, dude.
Movie.
I like movies like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was fine. I'm not saying they were like Disney looking kids, but just I have a hard time relating to fucking 13-year-olds.
I don't.
It is what it is.
I fucking hang out with them all the time.
Yeah, I bet. And I don't think I really liked Andy, the guy who played Andy. I thought he could have been played by anybody. In fact, if they recast him in the next one, I won't give a fuck.
It was kind of weird that
I thought it was fun.
He's like a preteen in this movie. It's like, why would a preteen want this doll? And they kind of played on that. Like the parent,
he's 13, yeah.
The mom was like, "Oh, yeah, I only got it because it's funny. Like, haha, this thing's so stupid. I got it because I thought it'd be funny." So if Mac heard that line, I would have been like, "What the fuck? What is that? You bought this doll that costs money? She got the doll for like free or something."
Yeah, because it was a return. Yeah. Anyway, I liked it. I'm kind of with Mac. I actually just give 6.8. You're fucking. I think you were just trying to be edgy with the whole 6.8. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. I'm kind of in it.
I don't do rookie scores.
Yeah, fuck you. He doesn't do rookie shit.
Okay.
I don't do straight solid scores. I'm not a rookie.
Okay.
I'm Omega.
He's got to put a point somewhere.
Yeah, you got to do the points,
Well,
man.
And he wasn't going to say 7.8.
I mean, I could say 6.9 or 7.1.
My scores.
But then that'd be too high, man.
I'm just not going to give it that one more point to make it a 7.
Yeah, if what do you go ahead?
Fucking no, I'm done. I keep trying to say a funny line and now it's going to sound retarded.
Say it.
No. I just want to end it and say I think 7 out of 10 is good. And like I said, I compare it to Pet Sematary and all these other movies. I really think Pet Sematary is a fucking 5. My definition of a 5 is it is whatever. I didn't absolutely hate it. I don't ever want to watch it again.
That's one where I would just like, if I have it, if I'm bored as fuck and I'm like, oh, I'll just throw this in and stare at my phone.
See, I think this one's a 5. Pet Sematary was a 6 for me. I think it because it had dead kids in it. I like dead kids. If this movie had more dead kids, it might have got that 6.
Okay. But listen, I really think that I would enjoy this a second time around. I'm going to buy this one. I won't buy Pet Sematary. I won't buy I'm not going to be rushing to go see It Chapter 2, but this one I do want to buy or at least watch again. So I
ain't going to buy either of them. I'll watch your copy when you put it in Vudu.
If it'll share that fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
service.
fuck. It just doesn't want to share anything anymore, dude.
I was thinking about picking up the new Toy Story releases because they released all of them with the 4th one.
They're so expensive, man. It's a ripoff.
Disney don't share shit.
Yeah.
They're fucking ripoffs, bro.
Yeah, they are. But anyway, pleasantly surprised with it. I think it's solid.
Oh, you guys have you don't have to, but do you have a vague idea of where you would rank this in the series?
I was going to ask you the same thing. Yeah, I do. And you guys might hate me for saying this, but I think it's the best one since the second one. I don't like 3 that much.
I'd put it after 3.
I'd put it after 3 too.
So we're pretty close, right?
Why do we like part 3?
Dude, I love 3. I don't have a problem. I don't see why anyone has a problem with it.
I get it stale, like the setting and just being like, oh, hey, it's at military. So maybe that's a little boring, but like, yeah, I never hated that movie.
Dude, that's all we ever watched. I fucking loved it. The intro to that movie is fucking great.
The intro is good. The intro is good. But the thing is, I think they had to pretty much go all Bride of Chucky next because they had run its course. 3 was starting to show its wear, right? It was becoming stale. It feels like a made for USA TV channel movie to me. It just feels weak. It's like Chucky light. And the first and second one are so good that hurts it even more. That's just my opinion. I think the setting's weak.
I think part 2 is still my fave.
I think 1 and 2 are so close it's scary. They're both very good.
I have a hard time choosing 2, but I think 2, then 1, then 3.
Yeah.
Then this movie.
2 is where he started coming out with some really funny one-liners. It's very quotable.
Mm-hmm.
It's more dark. I don't know. I just like the school scene is pretty fucking scary when I was a kid.
I don't know. I'd say it's more whimsical, not so much dark, but
Well, like I said, I wasn't saying like this Chucky wasn't funny too, unlike the new one, but his humor it didn't take away from the darkness because, like I said, it was just representing Charlie Ray's fucking demented
and this
character.
one he's funny like a retarded person's funny. Like you laugh at them, but you wouldn't do it to their face.
In part 2, the warehouse scene in part 2 is way better in the final act than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You know that
was fucking terrible.
What are you talking about?
Did you not listen to what I said?
I heard you. That's why I laughed.
What'd you say?
I said in this movie he's kind of funny like a retarded person's funny. That's terrible.
But anyway, isn't that like a kind of a big shock that at the very least it's better than Bride of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, and all that bullshit?
Dude, they're forgettable. Bride of Chucky was good when I was younger because me and Zach were like, holy fuck, there's a new Chucky movie coming out.
But them tits, though.
Right?
Them tilly tits.
But when you get older, you're like, this is fuck. Like now I think it's so stupid.
I
don't even want to touch fucking Seed of Chucky. That's just, you thought that it was going to be a slasher with a kid, but it's not.
I bought the because they had that sale on Amazon, $20 for the Blu-ray set. I bought it, and I think we should do Seed of Chucky, baby, all of us.
Didn't we already do Seed of Chucky?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I thought we did. I got the same one, but it's not Blu-ray. I got it for my birthday from a friend.
Did you, Zach? Did you get that after my recommendation that I caught it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I went ahead and got it too. I'm like, fuck, why not?
I got it a couple days later when I finally got paid. It was still on sale.
Anyway, like I said, I don't think anybody was expecting it. I was expecting to think it was a pile of shit, but for it to be better than at least the latter, like most of the Chucky movies, I think that's a major win. And like I said, I even like it better than the third one. Sue me, but I'm happy with that.
Better than like the other the newer one before the new one that you liked. What was it? Curse or?
The ending of Cult is fucking garbage. Their laugh at the end is cringy as fuck.
So I still like Bride of Chucky. I think it has its place. I think it has its place.
You like this one better than Curse of Chucky?
I do, and the thing is
okay.
I liked Curse of Chucky when it came out. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. I'm like, oh, this is because Seed came before it, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, but yeah, this is better than.
I like how he asked you if you like this after that, even though you told us you like it after the second one. So pretty much anything after the second one, you like it better.
Yeah, you're making me redundant here.
Yeah, I guess I just forgot.
But maybe this is kind of like what you were saying, Zach, right? So this one, you were talking about the humor in this one works for it because if it was trying to take itself too seriously, it wouldn't work. Maybe that's kind of what Curse of Chucky did, right? It was trying to be dark, which overall I liked, but
like if you're gonna put humor in it, don't make it like fucking too in your face. Make it like black comedy where it's funny because it's so morbid and shit,
dude. And I'd say Cult of Chucky is the second worst next to Seed, but there are a couple of scenes in it that make me laugh, dude. There's that one scene where he's talking to the crazy ass bitch that was on the phone, and he's at the hospital and he's talking to her.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you the bitch that I talked to on the phone or the whore?"
Dude, that fucking that whole exchange is hilarious. Yeah, and after she says some more crazy shit, he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming for you. You're next."
You know what's funny? I don't think I watched that movie since we saw it in the theater.
Which one?
It wasn't in theater. Cult?
Yeah, it never went to the theater.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Seed of Chucky. My bad.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Thank God you haven't, man. Oh, my God. That thing's a fucking pile of shit. Red Man? Oh, my God.
That dude in the front row made that experience memorable. I never wanted to tame it.
You know what's funny is only the beginning of that movie is the best part when he's not even real yet. Like when they're making the actual movie and they slice Santa Claus's throat. That's like the best part of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I don't know. When I first got out of this movie, I think it's what I texted both of you guys. I said, well, that was actually pretty good. I think Don Mancini needs to be fearing for his career now.
Yeah, he does.
Because this one, people are responding to it. It's going to become a new franchise, and it's either going to help his series or it's going to hurt him. Maybe it'll help.
I'm rooting for Don Mancini. I like Don Mancini.
You're going to see a thing where it's like, Don Mancini cancels TV show Child's Play.
See, that would suck. I think Don Mancini's a nice guy. I hope his show does good and shit.
I hope they help each other. I hope like I said, I think they can coexist. They're two different entities.
I think he needs to scrap everything and just go back to Child's Play. Fucking forget everything.
He was gonna do a fucking remake, but it never happened a couple years ago.
Give him to a new kid. Fucking keep doing kids. Fucking.
I would
kids.
love to keep doing kids.
Okay.
Oh my God. All
right. We got to wrap it up.
So anyway, I got to say something. It's so funny. Whenever we were watching fucking Seed of Chucky, when we were like, oh yeah, the Gwen is going to be fucking crazy and slice people. And then it shows him with the fucking Taiwan or Japan on his arm. And then remember he's running away from his owner? He's running away from his owner. We were laughing so hard. And we're like,
because it looks fake.
Shit.
Dude, we saw that first 5 minutes and it was just his dream sequence.
And
we're like, dude, this looks like a return to form. It's dark and shit. Like all the
we were so excited.
The sun looks creepy. And then we're sitting in the theater and then like that next scene happens where he wakes up and he pisses himself and then he's running away. And we're just sitting there with our mouths open like, what the fuck?
I just wanted to walk out right after that.
Dude, I think when it shows the whole made in Japan thing, you hear a gong, for God's sakes, in the background. Gong.
So and then he thinks he's like fucking Chinese. He could do fucking martial arts. And he beats the fuck out of his dad at the end. God damn it. Fuck that movie. Fucking 0.0 out of fucking 10, dude.
0.0.
We got to do the commentary for it. But anyway, let's wrap up. Bottom line, I think the show and the movie can coexist. I think it would have been easier to do that if they would have renamed the doll something else. I don't think they had to name the doll Chucky. I really don't. I think it would have been just as received as well if they would have named it something else. That's just me personally.
He should have been Scott or something.
Scott.
I guess they are doing it just for the name recognition. If they would have changed the doll's name, that would have been like changing Freddy Krueger's name in that shitty remake they did.
But he's nothing like Chucky.
They should have called him
totally
Fred
different.
Of course.
I think Child's Play is fine. I think they should have called him Buddy or something. It would have been fine.
Just call the doll Child's Play. The fucking doll's name is Child's Play.
They should have just called the movie Buddy.
There's already a movie called Buddy. It's with that Matt LeBlanc and that giant guy in the gorilla costume.
The
they played
dog, Airbud.
Spooky Buddies.
Oh wait. No, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, that's Buddy. My bad. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. We've been going on too long. Let's end it. I want to end by saying, let's read one comment just because I had it pulled up. It's by Capper and it was on our last commentary. Our last Cinema Enema. Just because we need to pay tribute to that. He says, well, I have to take a bit of credit for the clean and sober suggestion. I think I threw it out there in a comment I left in one of the Cannibal commentaries from a while back, but I did bring it up in the same instance as Schindler's List and Shawshank, just to challenge your skill with some weightier films. He also says, but more importantly, this episode really exemplified the difference between BTM commentaries and CE discussions. And maybe I speak for other listeners here. I listen to the commentaries when I'm busy with guitar practice, household chores, working out, basically passive listening, just taking it in or hanging out with BTM. But with Cinema Enema being shorter in format and more directed in its topics requires active listening. This is even more true for Deep Ends, where I can't be too distracted, so I've got to be stationary and be doing something more hypnotic, so my attention is on the episode. Just sharing how I take you guys in. Pause to let Zach make a filthy gay joke, he says.
It's not fun if he fucking knows I'm going to do it. I was just thinking of like my mind was fucking taken in by semen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you were quick enough. You should have beat me to me even saying that. But he says, looking forward to the Wicker Man coverage. That's awesome. Yeah, Wicker Man's going to be our next Cinema Enema. That's Zach's choice. And these Cinema Enemas, we try and strive to keep these at around an hour. This one's going to be a little longer because our chat kind of dragged a little bit. Zach kept making fucking kid jokes, dude. Fuck me. But anyway, we appreciate it. That's really awesome. And we want to make sure these shows are separated. I want them to be different. This show's a lot of fun. I actually, it's funny because Zach will be like, hey, you want to record BTM? It's hard pressed to get me to do, I sometimes I reschedule and it's whatever. It is what it is. This one, it's like, dude, I'm way happier to do this on any given moment. So I just think that's where my heart is right now. But I guess we'll leave off with, obviously, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, and you guys are checking out all the other content. Mac and Zach, I don't know when you guys are coming out with a new episode, but you guys got classics going up every Monday. Josh James has his action-oriented podcast. That's Hard Kill Podcast. I should have a new Deep End coming soon. I've been talking about doing the Bat 32 porn discussion, which we want to get going here, hopefully in the next week. That'll be really cool. We still got Exploited Cinemas coming bi-weekly. What's the newest episode of that, Zach? Why don't you just pitch that?
By the time this is out, I don't know.
Okay.
The new episode will probably be that sleepaway camp episode.
Okay, that'll be cool. And lastly, if you guys are not already doing it, we're also on podcast networks. Feel free to go over there, leave us 5-star reviews. There's a Revival feed with all the shows under one umbrella, or you can go to the Mac and Zach channel. You can go to the Revival, you can go to the BTM channel, et cetera, all individual. Leave us reviews, leave us 5-star ratings. That stuff goes a long way. And lastly, we now have a merch store. We now have a Teespring. So we're going to put links to those in all the new videos. Over time, we got to go through and put them on all the old videos too, I think, even the popular ones. But we got a Teespring. There's a couple BTM shirts in there.
Go get your fucking dank duds. That's dank shit.
Dank duds, man. Improve your sex life while at the same time supporting our fucking podcasts.
You get that fucking Mac and Zach shirt, you're gonna be fucking beating the pussy off of you with a stick.
You're gonna be getting laid.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool shit. Go check it out. And there's also some other stupid shit on there if you guys like stickers and all that bullshit. But like I said, they kick us back some. We don't have to worry about overhead. And like I said, they give us nice percentage back and it goes right back into the channel. So we got to keep this shit going somehow because we're all getting older. But we still love doing it and we want to keep doing it. Also, we'll be in Kansas City the weekend of July 12th to the 14th at Kansas City Crypticon Convention. Zach will be there. I'll be there. It doesn't look like Mac's going to be there, right?
No.
Okay. But I'll be there, Zach, and Riverman will be there, and we'll have a booth set up. Come over. We're going to plan out some cool shit for you guys to do. And come say hi. Let's make friends. It'll be a good time. That's all we got.
And if you want to fuck Zach, go for it.
I said we should have like a kissing booth, but it should be like a glory hole booth and Zach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like we'll put Zach in a little, we'll bring a cardboard box to put over Zach's body, and you can just put your dick in a hole and Zach will just do his thing.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's all we got. We're not going to ramble on too much longer. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, puppets.
We'll see you next time. Eat the pudding.
You say that on put it pop. You say that on here too?
I say it everywhere.
Oh, come on, man.
It's my thing.
You gotta say something else now. It's a new one.
I got a theme song.
You gotta say like bye bye maggots.
Slipknot owns maggots.
What?